We are in Wellington, Texas at NomadFEST. We're super excited to be here, except it's raining. And it's apparently been raining all afternoon, and it's probably going to be raining all day tomorrow. But that's okay, because we're here, and we've already said hi to a few folks. So we're just gonna get ready and make some dinner here, and then there's a meet and greet later that we can hopefully get to and meet some other people. But this is great. There's a lot of people here already, and despite the rain, everybody's in a good mood and just looking forward to the weekend. We're sitting here in the town square of Wellington. The city of Wellington is about 2,200, as we learned yesterday. Down from at one time a population of about 10,000 back in the, I think she said 40s and 50s. But as over time, technology came into play. So this is a very rural agriculture farming community. And as new equipment and everything came in, the farmers just didn't need as much labor and help. So what 200 men could do, one piece of machinery could do. So the population moved, went elsewhere. And then the other thing that we learned was a Walmart came to town about not to this town, but about 25 miles away from town. And the locals told us that slowly over the next few years, all of the local shops here in Wellington shut down, leaving what, as you can probably see behind me, mostly just empty storefronts. Which is really sad. There's a lot of really cool brick buildings, a lot of old style architecture here, but it's just really sad that it's pretty much become a ghost town. It's really cool that we're here and able to kind of look around and contribute a little bit of money to the local economy through gas, food, but that's pretty much about it, because that's all there is here.
One of the great things I've liked about Wellington, Texas is the people. This is a pretty small town now, only a population of maybe 2,200. We've got about 500 RVers in 300 rigs that have moved into town for about 4 days. And that is a disruption, no matter what kind of town you live in. And the folks here in Wellington have been very, very welcoming. We had a pancake breakfast put on by the Lions Club this morning. They have just been really happy to see us, and anytime you run into anybody from town, they welcome you. They're glad to have you here in their community, and I really do think that there's a lot to be said for small town America when you find a small town like this and everybody likes having you around.
Well, we happened to be in town yesterday. We wanted to explore Wellington just a little bit, and we were on our bikes, so we thought we'd drive around. And as we were sort of tooling around, I heard what sounded like a marching band, and of course, being the band geek that I am, thought we have to go find the marching band. So we just kept listening for the sound until we found the local high school. Given that this is Texas and all, you always hear about the stereotypical Friday Night Lights and how much Texas and football go together. We drove, we rode up on our bikes, and here's, I think, practically the entire town out in the street. There's a pep band playing, there's cheerleaders, there's crowds, and granted, this population is only about 2,200 people, but still, I think all of them were standing in front of the high school. My natural reaction was, oh, it must be homecoming, because in Michigan, that's the only time anybody really comes out for something big like that. So we kind of hung around, watched it a little bit. It was really cool. They finished up and we left. Then later this morning, I asked a couple folks here in town, the locals, about, oh, it must have been homecoming last night, and they shook their heads and they didn't know what I was talking about. And I mentioned, well, we saw the pep band, we saw the cheerleaders. And of course, the answer was, oh no, that's just every Friday in Texas. There's always a pep rally for every home football game. That's just what we do. So clearly the stereotypical Friday Night Lights is big, no matter how big or small the community is. So that was just really fun to see, something that I wasn't really familiar with. We do football, but not necessarily, it's not a huge community event, and clearly here it is. So just a neat local experience that I'm glad we had the opportunity to stumble upon.
We're in what used to be an old building in Wellington, and they said that the roof caved in and the building couldn't be salvaged, so they ended up just tearing it out. And in these real old towns, all the buildings were connected. Well, they ended up with this open space, and so what they did was they turned it into a courtyard, a play area for kids who are what we often refer to as latchkey kids. It's an after-school program where kids can hang out and play and get a snack and do things before their parents can pick them up after work. And it's right next to the Opportunity Center, as they call it, where the kids stay. And this is their courtyard. And what's really neat about it is the use of space that they did here in town. But also they wanted to dress it up for them a little bit and make it a little bit nicer to be in. And so there's two murals that are here in this space. And the one directly behind me here depicts the history of the county. And then there's another one on the other side that is really kind of an underwater scene.
Well, we are here at NomadFEST, in the town of Wellington, Texas. We're on a lunch break right now in between panel sessions. We have spent most of the morning at the Ritz Theater, which is where the movie premiere is going to be held tonight. But mostly today we're just spending time listening to other nomads, other RVers talk about their experiences on the road. Whether that's how they decided to go on the road, how they bought their first RV, or whether it's a travel trailer, a Class A, a teardrop, whatever it is. We've talked about the challenges, everything from selling your house to what do your friends and family think about and say when you tell them that you're selling your everything and moving on the road full time. And just the humorous and the funny stories and everything that goes on with life on the roads.
NomadFest is coming to an end. It has been a great few days here. We got to see the RV Nomads movie. We got to meet cast members. We got to interact with hundreds of people that are using RVs part-time, full-time, in all kinds of different ways. And I just thought the whole weekend was really inspiring.
Yeah, we had an absolute blast. We've been planning on this for over a year. We bought our tickets and we think, I don't know, well over a year ago for this. So it's hard to believe that it's here and it's almost over actually, but it was just super inspiring. So the epic part of Epic Nomads was empowering. And now I'm going to get this all wrong because everybody got it wrong all week. What's the P stand for? Anyways, it all stood for something at one time. Inspiring creativity, compassion, whatever. It was just great to get to know a lot of different people that are living this similar lifestyle. Maybe they're full-time, maybe they're part-time, maybe they're just weekend warriors, but they all get it. They all understand what it is to be out on the road and travel and see new things and meet people and just live a stress-free life. That, you know, it's about what you want out of it. It's about living your passions and your dreams and being true to yourself, and, you know, sharing your creativity, sharing your skill set, so whatever you have that works and how you can make the world a better place because of that. And I think that's what I've gotten out of this weekend, is taking the talents that I have and being able to put them to good use, and figuring out what that's going to look like for us.
And whether you live in a sticks and bricks home or you live in an RV, there's everyday life that you have to lead. There's chores to be done, there's things that have to be taken care of, there's work to do, but you know, being able to choose the life that you want to live and making the most of it, I think that's a key message that we learned here this weekend. And maybe for you, that's a sticks and bricks house and the job that you love to do. For me, I'd like to get out on the road more and do more from an RV and see more of this beautiful country. And so that's what I'm going to be working toward. But I really learned it's more kind of each his own, and quit looking for ways to find reasons that we are different. Quit looking for reasons to disagree with each other. Find a way to collaborate. Find a way to elevate yourself and elevate your neighbor, and that's going to help everybody do better. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to do more of, and that's a lot of what I learned this weekend.
We're just gonna wrap up the weekend here with a potluck and just hang out with our fellow travelers. So we just hope that you keep on trekking and that we'll see you on the road.
Sing it loud.